advertising. Obviously, cash is going to be king during these tough times. Obviously, Sushil Bhai is a confirmed optimist, and he feels the survival of the fittest is going to happen going forward. Sandeep Bajoria touched upon an interesting point that 2020 is the year when you just don't need to talk in terms of expansions. You just need to be sitting tight on the cash and just conserving yourself and preserving yourself is a winning option. Demand 30% destroyed, Indian consumption 2 million tons a month. Prices obviously could remain under pressure. Pradeep Bhai made a very interesting point that household consumption in India is not price driven. Sunflower, even at such a $400 differential, still continues to be lapped up by the consumers. And all the price elasticity is largely confined to the HoReCa segment, which is obviously pretty large as far as our country is concerned. He feels soft oil could increase by about 10% and palm demand could be destroyed by about 40%. Obviously, all this is bound to put more and more pressure on palm. Anshu Malik feels that the reduction in the HoReCa segment is almost something like 50%. Cook at home could be the new social norm. E-working, e-entertainment, everything confined to home could be the new norm. Small size packages would probably be lapped up more by the consumers. He also made a point that premium products may not find ready takers, and only value for money products may actually be lapped up by consumers. People may have difference of opinion on that. According to Anshu, RB oil and fortified oils have a strong future. Loose to packed is going to be a reality. His advice to everyone is don't cut down on advertising. Next year could be a boom year if you are still present in the consumer's mind. What Madam Thakur had to say, I've already covered. And now last but not the least is Vijay Datta. He made a mention that the mustard crop could be lower by about 200,000, which is not much. Nagaraj again talked about crude demand destruction, which could be lower by about 10%, and possibly after a very long time we are seeing this scenario. Prices to remain under pressure. If crude remains under pressure, we don't know how commodity values could be higher. Volatility would be the order of the day, and companies would be well advised to keep a track of value at risk. US and Europe economy is not going to be hunky-dory. Indian fiscal deficit could move from 3.5, which is budgeted, to about 4.7. The jury is still not out on that. Possibly, you might see this going up as well. If we look at the March collection of GST, it is down almost something like 70-75%. Palm could rise in the very short term up to June to about 21.22, and then subsequently fall below 1900. So the consensus is that palm is going to be under pressure going forward, not only because of demand destruction in terms of biodiesel blending, but out of home consumption and HoReCa consumption as well. Now, Mehtaji, you can take the questions and open it to the audience.
Okay. Okay. Now we have question. We are all talking about bearish scenario. Sentiments always overdo things. What can change the scenario? if OPEC decide to cut oil production and crude oil is back to $30 to $40, what happens to the market? Also, can the biofuel lend to be increased to more demand? Is clear?
Yeah, very clear.
Shall I
Dorabai,
repeat?
ideally, Dorabai and Nagaraj, either of them can possibly comment on that. Dorabai's phone is on mute. Please open it.
So,
Dorabai's phone is on mute.
sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
If oil prices move back, Brent moves to $35. Brent is not very far from that at the moment.
Yeah, no,
it's about 23, 24.
हेलो
So if Brent
वो
moves,
मैंने ग्रुप पे डाला है कारगिल ऑफर कर रहा है जून का सोया
Sandeep bhai, you can offer later. Please put your phone on the mute.
Okay.
Yeah.
if crude oil prices recover, they will definitely act as a support to palm. But I'm afraid that support will only last up to June, because palm has fundamentals of its own, and those fundamentals are not improving, they are deteriorating. The big test is what is going to happen to biodiesel in Indonesia. Will Indonesia be able to sustain the monthly offtake of almost 700,000 tons of biodiesel, which each month they are supposed to take? If Indonesia can manage to hold that consumption, then palm prices can stabilize around 2100, 2200. But if Indonesia is not able to sustain its local biodiesel consumption, and they have not been able to sustain so far, and it looks like they are not going to be able to sustain it, then I think palm comes under pressure once again.
Thank you. My request to everyone is keep your phones on the mute. All the speakers, kindly keep your phone on the mute, otherwise it disturbs everyone.
Thanks for unmuting me. OPEC currently is saying the production will be 94 million barrels per day. But because of the bankruptcies and because of the low prices, definitely there will be supply side response that will come. So, but even if they are able to arrest the surplus in the second half of the year, you have very high carrying stocks. And currently price is not at $10-12, because as I said, the average WTI crude price is 27 and Brent is around 31. Okay. So I think it will be very difficult for the market to cross that chart gap of $44. So even that also you will have a negative biodiesel market. And the diesel consumption itself has come down. If you see both in Malaysia and Indonesia, the diesel consumption itself has come down by around 10% for the year.
Next question.
Next question.
Atulji, how do you see the agri sector post-lockdown period and the lesson learned from lockdown which can be implemented? This somebody has asked you.
Okay.
Can I repeat?
Yes, please do. How do we see the agri sector?
I repeat. Yeah. How do you see the agri sector post-COVID?
Yeah. As far as agri
and
sector,
learning this.
Yeah. As far as agri sector is concerned, I think this is only one sector which is going to keep performing better and better as we go forward. If we look at sugar production is likely to bounce back from a level of about 26 or 26.5 million tons this year back to about 32, 33 million tons. I see no reason why oilseed production would also not bounce back. And with the kind of trust as far as the government is giving for oilseed development, we can possibly be sure that things will start improving. Now, coming to agri as a whole, this is possibly one of the only sectors which has grown at about 3% this year. Our wheat production is up, our rice production is up, our pulses production is up, and possibly this is one sector which is performing admirably over the years. And the only place in which India is currently lacking is the lethargy shown on the oilseed front. But after the Prime Minister's exhortations, I think going forward, the scenario is bound to change. The scenario is bound to change. So agri sector is going to perform well as far as post-COVID is concerned. In fact, there were a lot of doubts whether India would be able to market its produce in this Rabi. But hearing Vijay Bhai, I think the mustard marketing is going very, very smoothly. So there is no reason. In fact, the wheat procurement also from Punjab and Haryana and other states is going smoothly. So I think Indian ingenuity was being discounted a lot more than what it should have been. Indians are very, very ingenious people.
One more question.
Yeah.
It's for Ansu Malik. In this time of coronavirus, where a lot of people have stocked up on essential foods, when do we expect to see the repercussion of this stockpiling in terms of demand drop, if any?
See, the
Practically,
consumers.
they want to know whether there will be drop in demand.
See, the consumers have leapt up in March, fearing that lockdown will continue and all that. April have shown some amount of reduction. I don't see personally great reduction in May, because May onwards the distribution will open up. More number of retailers will come into the fold because a lot of retailers are still closed. Many markets will come up for opening, and so I personally don't see any reduction. As far as consumers are concerned, not that they have 2 months stock. They are now intelligent. They know that edible oil and all this will be available. So rest assured, they are keeping 10-15 days, at the most 1 month stock, which is a normal, not very big.
So
And also, how do we?
Yes, Mr. Mehta.
Ansu, one more
Yes.
question. How do we see the trend packed oil business means branded and non-branded?
See, edible oil.
How do we see the trend?
See, edible oil is only commodity which is 60% branded. If you see any other commodity like sugar, atta, rice and all that, they are 3 to 7% branded. Edible oil is 60%, 65% branded. So going forward, only the mustard which is loose and soybean which is loose will convert into packed, and I see consumers going for packed, and more consumers will go for packed only.
Okay. One more question to Dorabhai. What is currently the cost of production of CPO in Malaysia, Indonesia, dollar and ringgit terms? Cost of production, somebody is asking you.
Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Word.
Okay. In
Yeah,
Malaysia, the established plantations, the big plantations, they are comfortable with 1,500 ringgit. Now the ringgit to the dollar is 4.3 roughly. That's the big plantations. The small holders, their cost is higher. Their cost is about 1,700, 1,800. Similarly, in Indonesia, the old plantations are roughly the same cost as Malaysia. But the new plantations, which are coming up in Kalimantan, their cost is higher because the transport cost is much higher. The transport and the logistics are much more difficult, etc. So I would say anything between 1,500 ringgit and 1,800 ringgit is the cost of production, and it is roughly the same in both countries. And you can get the dollar price by dividing by 4.3.
Oh. Okay. One more question for Sandeep Bhai. How do you see the Russian export to Indian about sunflower oil export to India from Russia? How do you see the export of sunflower oil from Russia?
Yes, this year Russia has really invaded India as far as ethanol is concerned. and already we have received more than 2.5 lakh tons of Russian sun oil. And I believe by the end of the oil year, which is going to end on 31st October 2020, we will have a minimum 500,000 ton oil coming from Russia, and it could be more as well.
Right.
And Indian consumers, Indian refiners have very well accepted Russian quality, and they've realized this is not an inferior quality oil. This is also nearly good quality oil, as good as Ukraine. And on the top, Russian oil is available at a discount of $5 to $10. So Russian sunflower oil has come into India in a big way.
Okay. Nagra, there's a question for you. How do you see sun and mute it. Nagraj, mute it.
Unmute.
1 second. Nagraj, there's
Yes.
a question for you. How do you see the short-term soya oil and sunrise in India?
Both we are in short term. There will be at least around 5% recovery in the prices. Okay, in short term, both soya and sun, because even in FOB Argentina also we are looking the market coming back from the 580, 570 levels to probably 630. Okay, around $50 per ton kind of a rise in soya oil, and similar rise in sunflower oil.
Okay. Atulji, I think this was a one more question to the Dorab Bhai. Dorab Bhai, how much fund available at Indonesia to subsidize the biodiesel as of today? How much fund is available with the Indonesia to subsidize the biodiesel?
I don't have an answer.
Can I repeat?
No, I've heard your question. I
Okay.
do not have an idea of what is the reserve in the fund as of today, but the general expectation in the market is that if they have to subsidize biodiesel to the extent of about $300 to $350 a ton, the fund will not have resources beyond 6 months. So they are working very hard to increase, to see how they can boost the funding, and that's not easy.
Sir, during the January, the fund had $800 million, and if they are doing B20, it would have got exhausted by May. As of now, it is estimated to be around $500 million, which is an approximate estimate. And the perception is that they may not spend that money; they may save that money.
Okay. Atul Bhai,
Yeah.
Atul Bhai, to the panelists, the floor is to you.
No, it's all right. Thank you very much for a wonderful session. And I must thank all the speakers and also apologize for the short duration and the short time each one had. As a matter of fact, Dorab rightly said that Kailash Bhai takes 2 days for this session, which we've tried to complete within 1.5 hours. Sorry for that, but I think each speaker was able to communicate what he wanted to in the short period given. We also thank the audience and the delegates from across the world. In fact, almost 600 people joined, which was much beyond our expectation. And the number for us was mind-boggling. And I think Mehta ji and Kailash Bhai had a very tough time in a very, very short period, because we decided to have this, and we were on air in the next 3 to 4 days after our decision. I would like to specially thank Harshal Kamdar, Dilip Pandya, Ganesh Kaldate, Adil Singh, and Nilesh Upadhyay, who have left no stone unturned to make this a reality. Last but not the least, a big thanks to our young B.D. Mehta and colorful Kailash Bhai for putting all this together. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
let me announce, this is being recorded and it will be circulated to all the participants within a day or two. And second, we are also feedback form to the participants. Please do say feedback so that we can improve further in the next webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well done, Mehtaji. Compliments to you. Well done. Phenomenal.
Contractors Association of India and Global presents Song of Harmony on behalf of the entire edible oil industry, dedicated towards our nation and humanity.
Jai 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 Jai. शहरों में रौनक आएगी, फिर से गाँव में लौटेगी हंसी, फिर से साथ सारे यार होंगे, ना होगी पाबंदी, से सड़कों पे सब नाचेंगे, पटरी पे पहिए भागेंगे, गूंजेंगे खेलों के मैदान, बांटेंगे हम खुशियां, हम भी हम मिलकर बांटेंगे, फिर से होगी सपनों की उड़ान, जो साथ दे दे सारा इंडिया, मुस्कुराएगा इंडिया, जीत जाएगा इंडिया, जो साथ दे सारा इंडिया, मुस्कुराएगा 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 इंडिया, जीत जाएगा इंडिया, मुस्कुराएगा इंडिया।
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar on the current market situation and future outlook of the vegetable oil industry. Brought to you by the Solvent Extractors Association of India and Global.
वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस। ये पहले दिखाना चाहिए था ना, कि लास्ट में क्यों दिखा रहे हो आप?
No, they showed it, sir.
Oh, they showed it. I missed
In the
out.
beginning, we started with that only.